Hello people, welcome back to the channel, and we're back with another Jandis game here. It wasn't rated very highly by HS Replay, but I think Jandis is pretty OP if you can get the setup right. With Naga or Elemental in for Shelemental, you basically just need to make one big unit, swap it in shop, eat the stats for the Shelemental. GG, the game's yours. So you can see from the MMR, it's a pretty high elo lobby. Be Nice is in here. He's quite a big Hearthstone streamer. I think he was possibly top 10 in EU at this point. Definitely top 15 anyway. And he's playing AFK, which we go against early, fairly lucky. We signal that we want to level to Captain Hooktusk. Doesn't look like they're leveling, but we do it anyway. 3 on 3 in this meta is really strong. Looks like he's got a pretty strong start there, so fair enough. Doesn't want to level. Who can blame him? So what do we do with this turn? Not a very nice looking 3-shop here. So we end up buying the Shell Collector here because it's good on Jandis. You can swap it, get a free coin. Well, it's not quite free, but you know what I mean. Thinking about getting the Mangled Bandit because the rest of the shop is terrible. So we end up swapping the Shell Collector, see if we hit it, get the Hummingbird. There's no way we're playing Beast, so I'm not even thinking about 3-1 here. We buy the coin to get the Mangled Bandit, so then we can keep a coin in hand and start generating blood gems, like from this turn. And we lose this fight because we're against an Elise who didn't go 3 on 3 but leveled and used a hero power this turn, which is a pretty strong curve for Elise. So there's not much chance, especially with that start. Now here we end up buying the skull because we can, with Jandis, we can create another skull and then swap it in shop, sell whatever we swap, buy the coin for health again, and make a triple this turn, which we end up doing. The skull itself doesn't actually help because we don't really have any undead, but a Snarling Conductor is looking pretty damn juicy for us right now. Snarling Conductor again is an underrated card in my opinion, especially if you get it early. It's so much money over the course of a game. So we hold 2 blood gems in hand, one for the Snarling, one for the Mangled, and we've got a good little setup going now. We're against Be Nice here. He's looking quite strong. We're feeding him in blood gems, but we get the draw. And we hit another Grave Robber in shop. I think we just ignore that. If you use the Grave Robber on a golden minion, you just get back a normal minion, so it's not really worth it. Thinking about the Zesty and the Riffer here. Potentially freeze the Gladiator for next turn because we're generating blood gems and we've got the Zesty and the Riffer, so it's a good few spells per turn. See what we end up doing. I guess we probably try and swap for it. In hindsight, I definitely should have saved these spells before trying to swap, because if we hit the Gladiator then we just wasted like +3 +3 attack on it, so yeah, we end up swapping into a worse beast. Classic Jandis look. And this guy's buffing his undead. Don't think we're gonna win this one. He's got 3 attack on him already, and I guess from his hero power he's getting more attack. So yeah, he's pretty strong early. He stayed on 3. But at least we're farming gold and a few gems here. There's a Crooner in shop there. I'm probably thinking about taking the Crooner here. It might be a bit late, but I'm thinking about late game. We want to potentially get a Crooner, get good stacks on the Crooner, and then swap it and then use it on shop, use the Shelemental and eat the Crooner stacks for permanent stats. We buy the Shell Whistler, get the gold spell off it. Not going to say no to that. I think we just buy the Ragook here for a bit of tempo. But we cycle, it's looking like we're going to cycle the taunt spell here on the Siren that we picked up. So we taunt it and then sell that and buy the Ragoog. Just because it's a bit of extra stats and it's good tempo, like it's a Divine Shield. Ignoring how big your blood gems are, like it's a good Divine Shield. So we're keeping 2 gems in hand always. I could actually just position the bandit before the conductor, and then the bandit would eat a gem and give us 3 back, and then the conductor would take 1, but yeah, I didn't want to fuck about, and I wasn't sure if that was right or not. I didn't really want to test it. So we get another deep blue from the Siren, which is brilliant. We can start stacking it. This guy is getting attack on from his prickly piper on his blood gem, so he's not very strong at the moment. So we take him out, no problem. And I would assume we're probably thinking of leveling next turn. Just because we have the Snarling and it's so much money. Yeah, we level. And we still have 8 gold left. Like, this card is nuts, man. I don't know why people sleep on it. We take the Dragonbane, what's it called? Dragonbane? Nightbane just for tempo, and find another deep blue in shop. Which, if we can manage to stay alive, is pretty good. Play the first 2 on the Ragoog, and then the third on the Zesty for maximum buffs. Stick 1 on the Siren to try and farm a few more spellcrafts off it. This guy's got a pretty good mech board going. 100% loss against it. I mean, Deflecto is so strong in early game. Oh, it's so strong for the whole game, really. Like, it's crazy. You just get insanely high attack on it and then resets, and you just can't touch it. But overall, I'm glad that mechs are back and actually are pretty good, and also somewhat a counter to dragons, because as much as I fucking as much as I think mechs are a bit OP, I hate fucking dragons, tier 4 dragons. Like, it's just so dumb. Just roll 10 times for a poet to try and find, and you just don't find it, or you do find it, and then there's just like no skill. It's just like rolling, find a poet, take it, find a Nightbane, take it, and then the game's over. So at least mechs, there's like a good few different avenues you can go down, where, you know, with a beatboxer you can stack a magnetic on it, or you can just like play utility drone with magnetics, or you can just go for the charging Xena and get high attack divine shields. Like, there's a good few different ways of playing it and actually take some decision making and skills, whereas dragon is just roll 10, do you hit the dragon? If not, GG. So I end up buying the tree here, which again, I'm playing Snarling and Tree, which I both think are underrated cards. Probably overconfidence because we're against the Ghost. The Tree giving permanent attack is just so good if you can give it a couple of stats early so it doesn't die in the first hit. Look at this, giving the whole board +4/+4 already. And it looks like it's going to give them more. Give the whole board +6/+6. I mean, this dead guy had a pretty nice comp going if he didn't die. He had the reborn on the tier 7 quill ball that gives +1/+1 with the battle cry and death rattle. So he was juicing for sure. He was juicing right the way into the grave. So we're basically looking for the Shell Elemental mostly now. Shell Elementals, more Zesties, more Deep Blues, so we can make minions big basically. Let's see if we roll into anything good here. Ooh, now that, my friends, is a shot right there. Triple on the Deep Blue and another Zesty. Not that useful. I think we end up taking Lord of Gains here because we've got a few Naga on board, we're playing a few spells. It's better than nothing. The other two are pretty useless. I'm thinking about getting the Myrmidon or possibly the Fellbore. I think we do end up taking the Fellbore, because then we can already start transforming our deep blues into permanent stats. Gets a bit awkward if you get the Shell Elemental with the Fellbore, because he might eat the minion that you want to buff up and then steal the stats from, but for the moment it's definitely good. So we played a lot of games, and then what do we cut here? The Ragoog, the Snarling? I'm not sure. Ragoog's gone, see you later buddy. Snarling's too good. We aren't farming gems anymore, so fuck the Ragoog. So we'll use the first on the shop, the second on the shop, and then on the Zesty, on the other Zesty, on the shop again, everything else on the shop, and the Fellbore eats it and gets 63, 66 in this turn alone. And we roll another deep loot. So we are desperate for a damn Shell Elemental here, but we're looking alright at the moment. I mean, I say we're looking alright, we're a 99% loss. This guy's pretty large. I think this guy is the guy who's 11.5 with Vigano, so yeah, you'd expect him to be pretty big. But we got armor luckily, and also we got the Shell Elemental proc from our Siren. Which I'm bigging up the Snarling this whole time, and then he gets rid of the fucking Shell Elemental proc, which we need badly. Oh well, what are you gonna do? You win some, you lose some. I still think the Snarling's fucking good card. Woohoo! Eyes of the Earth Mother. We'll take that, buddy. We will take that and chuck it on a damn Zesty. We're still yet to find a Shell Elemental. Shell Elemental. Roll. Shell Elemental. Roll. Shell Elemental. Do we take the Bramble? We take the Bramble because we don't want to die. Big pussies here. Should just roll for the YouTube content really, but we're gonna buff the shop with the non-golden, play the golden on the Zesty, on the non-golden Zesty, and then on the two on the other Zesty. And now I'm thinking I could play these both on shop and we might not eat it, so I think we end up buying the Slimy just for some spells to make sure that the Fellbore eats the big minion in shop basically. Yeah. Snarling, your time's come. See you later, buddy. You've done God's work. And then we eat the big minion. Roll. We find the Shell Elemental. Let's go. It's a first. So now next turn, we basically... Well, our Fellbore is by far our biggest minion, so we want to, well, assuming we win this, I mean, you're watching the video doesn't end now, you already know we win this, right? We want to swap the Fellbore in shop, buff it first, swap it in shop, and then eat its stats, and then all the Fellbore stats and all the deep blue stats will go onto a minion permanently, and then we can swap that in shop next turn, and yeah, it's just like scales like that. It's pretty crazy scaling when it gets going, and you can basically only do it on Jandis, so I think that's why they took Fluidity out of the game, that spell that was in before, literally just because you could do this with Shell Elemental and it's broken. So you know, if you ever get Jandis and either Naga or Elemental are in, you should think about doing it really. Doesn't seem ethical, but who cares about ethics when there's MMR to be gained? So we take the Shell Elemental, and now the game gets tricky because we don't want the Fellbore to eat the shop. We sell the Bramble. This turn is not too bad because we can just play all the deep blues on the Fellbore whilst it's, you know, in our hand, on our board. Sorry. We play the non-golden on it, and then we play the goldens on the Zesty to get maximum value out of it, and then we chuck it all. Okay, we swap it in shop. doesn't make a difference really. And then we'll sell the Menace, play the other 2 deep blues on it, and then play the Shelemental. Yeah, we sell 2 minions because we don't want to have trash on board, basically absorb the stats from the Felboar. So it's already 300, 300 straight onto a deep blue. That's how you do it. That is how you do it with Jandis. And I think we just buy the Battlecry minion here, it's just an extra one for the Felboar to eat. And it's another golden on the fucking Zesty. So yeah, you know, this game is gonna go nuts. I should have used that in shop, thinking about it. The last deep blue buff, but I didn't really think about it, so it was too close to the end of the turn. Misplays were made. But you know, we're about 10 times bigger than this guy, so it's fine. And we're only going to be scaling more and more and more. Not even mechs or Quillboars can stop us when we jam this with Naga. It's literally the best scaling in the game, and you can only do it on one champion. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. So we're against Dead Guy. I think we end up leveling, and then... oh, maybe not. Oh, we find another Zesty. We can get rid of the Leroy here. We've got no need for it. We've got stats for days. And then basically the rest of the turn is figuring out how to buff the shop as best we can whilst not having the Felboar eat the giant minion in shop, so that we can use shell out on it and get the maximum stats from it. I mean, at this point it would even be, you could even consider selling the Felboar. We end up just swapping it in shop this time because our biggest, the stats from it last time went on a golden minion, so we can't even swap it in shop. So that makes this a bit easier. Plus 400 to the board. We'll take that, thank you. And we hit the triple Zesty, which I could have saved. I probably should have frozen it in shop for next turn, but you know, we're impatient. I think we just take the load of gains here. A couple extra stats this turn. We're against the Dead Guy, doesn't matter. We've got the Change Hero power in hand, which it's definitely never going to use, because the whole strategy is about our hero power. So what do we do this turn? We level. We level because there's not much you can really do with this comp, especially when it's looking like this. So we use the golden deep blue on the golden Zesty. Felboar's got 1 eat. 2 eats left, so we want to swap the Shelemental in shop. And we sell that. I think we end up buying the Divine Shield in shop just because if it buffs the Divine Shield, we're pretty happy with that. Felboar's got 2 left, so if we use 1 deep blue on the Shelemental, then it might eat it, so we can't really do that. So we just use 1 spell on it and then buy it. And then we use all the other deep blues in shop, I'm assuming. Oh, we get, I forget, we get another one from swapping the Shelemental. So we use 2. And then we eat with the Shelemental, other 2 in shop, bang bang. That is what you call some stats. Look at this guy with a full reborn, full deflecto, full attack, mech board. Yeah, you got no chance, buddy. You got no chance. Should have picked Jandis at the start. Like, this is not a bad board at all. Feels like a top 2 board at least, but yeah, he's unlucky. He came against us when we were Jandis and we popped off. So we clean him up. See if it's the top 2 now. No, it looks like Be Nice managed to beat the other lad. but we find another Elemental, and we kick the golden deep blue because we don't really need it at this point with 2 Elementals. Same process. Use the deep blues. Do we swap the Felbor in? We swap the Felbor in. That makes it a lot easier for us. We'll whack all the deep blues on the Felbor. Boom, 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 boom. Elemental it twice. That's plus 1,600 stats this turn. Yeah, that's a pretty big Divine Shield mech. Yeah, this strat is dumb. I could consider getting the beatboxer there, but I don't think we need it. B-Nice got a pretty nice, I guess it's a counter mech sort of board. The Taunted Leroy with Reborn, the Gas Coilers to get rid of Divine Shields. Like, it's a nice board, but you just can't face up to the stats that we've got here. I don't know how his Gas Coiler's so big. What has he been doing to that Gas Coiler to make it a 300? He's a madman. Fair play to B-Nice. I watch his streams sometimes, and he seems like a good player and a nice guy. So, and obviously he's higher elo than me, and I'd say most games he beats me. I don't beat him, so we get the Zesty in shop. We go through this whole rigmarole again. Buff, 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 buff. Swap, swap, swap. Eat, eat, eat. Swap the big mech in shop, or do we? It's the most stats, so we probably should. And do we use the deep blues on it? We might. Maybe we don't care about eating it this turn. Do we want max stats? No, we go the pussy route, it looks like. Or do we? We're thinking about it. Max stats or safety? Max stats, safety. We go for safety. Oh, we risk it. Oh, what it pays off. Buy the mech pack, you fool. And then we can just buff the shop and the Felbor will eat that. To be honest, at this point, the Felbor's 3,000, 3,000. There's no point buffing it more. We should have just used it all on the Elemental to make it a relevant unit. And this guy's the last fight. Doesn't look like his board's improved that much since last time we saw him for some reason. He ends up getting the the Bramble Witch on our huge taunt. But obviously, yeah, we've got a 3,000 fucking Felbor for him to deal with here. So good luck with that one, buddy. If there was anyone else but Jandis, I think he'd be in with a good shot here, but yeah, unlucky. So yeah, there you see a Jandis game in a high elo lobby with some pretty crazy stats. Hope you've enjoyed it, everyone, and thanks for watching. Look out for the next video. Cheers.